All right, good morning. Welcome in for another Friday Safety Focus of the Week. It is September 29th, end of quarter three, start of quarter four on Monday when we come back from the weekend. So let's work safe today. Let's follow the code of conduct. And this week's code of conduct is to work to OSHA, FRA, and our ECI safety standards. And that's why we have these meetings each and every Friday to kind of review our safety standards. Any other comments on our code item, Mr. Dow?
Yeah. Yeah, we always want to work to the standards, but also more importantly, when you're doing something and something doesn't seem right and it seems like, boy, this might not be smart. We want to stop and think about it and make the proper corrections and use our own best judgment too, and our experience, as well as following the rules. We don't want an excuse that, well, I was within the rules, and this thing happened. Use your gut, use your experience as well.
Yep. Yeah, the standards are written after a lot of accidents. That's usually how it happens. It's reactive.
Yeah, you make a rule.
So excellent job is over the last 7 days. We're up to 149 days without a recordable injury. And then it's been 9 days since our last first aid injury. So again, let's try to finish the day off with a good JHA. Let's communicate our hazards. Let's mitigate. Let's correct unsafe conditions, and let's eliminate unsafe behaviors. So last couple months, I was at a webinar or listening into a webinar through our captive, and they had a really good topic just overall on lighting and illumination and how there's been an extreme uptick in the construction industry, with a casual factor of those accidents being lighting. More of our work is being done kind of in the night hours versus kind of daytime, but also the changing in conditions, and especially what we're getting ready right now as it's still 6:30. It's still pretty dark out. The sun actually doesn't rise to about 6:47 today, and it's going to get worse and worse over the next 5 weeks until we turn the clocks back. So I kind of want to highlight this kind of on a proactive approach, making sure we can identify those job sites or those tasks that we're doing in the dark time. Like right now, we're probably getting ready to start out some traffic control or getting ready on those jobs where maybe we should start thinking about setting up some lights in those kind of at-risk areas. So there is a standard. It's the 1926.56. It's actually called Occupational Health and Environmental Controls with Illumination. So the overall purpose of this standard is to ensure lighting is up to code for construction sites, and the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, which is OSHA, has outlined, set forth these specific standards. Again, these are just this standard was written way back in the 90s, so it's pretty old and outdated. But for the most part, we want to make sure there's 3 to 5 to 10 to 20 different foot candles in different areas, such as our meeting areas. But the biggest thing is kind of those on the job, when we got heavy equipment moving around, when we got traffic out there. We want to make sure that we are lighting up that area so everybody can be seen, can see what they're doing, and also traffic and other people can kind of see us, is the overall kind of purpose of the standard. Foot candles is it's a very vague statement. It's pretty much you have one candle a foot away from an object and you're lighting up that object roughly a square foot. So it's very, very small lighting plans for it, but it's just the overall intent is to really let's light up our job sites in these kind of dark at dusk types of environments. MUTC also jumps in and has one for on the roadway worker protection, and this is right from the MUTC, and it kind of talks about floodlights, and that kind of is what I want to try to highlight, is making sure we're planning ahead and getting the proper light plans that we need on sites, or coming out with alternative methods such as if it's putting a light on a hard hat, or just utilizing any type of tripod lighting systems that we can do to making sure that we can visually see and people can visually see us when anytime we're moving equipment and walking around on our job sites. And they kind of have roughly about a 20-foot candle recommendation. Again, these are just recommendations from the MUTC, but again, the overall intent and purpose is to be seen and to see what you're doing. So highlighting again, there's just like, but we got 5 weeks of this until we turn the clocks back. So let's try to plan ahead, identify those potential work areas where lighting may be needed, utilizing light plants and alternative methods. Remember those class 3 vests are our friends. And if your vest is getting dirty out there, let's change them out. We got plenty here up in health and safety. And when we're going around on our job sites, we'll have a stock and we'll change them out there on sites as well. Again, the purpose of the illumination standard is to save lives. Proper illumination will prevent workers from being struck by equipment and vehicles, as well as potentially seeing leading edges that could result in a fall. Those are the biggest things that we want to try to avoid is someone not seeing something or someone not seeing us on our heavy traffic road type of job, especially this time of year at this time of hour. So I just kind of want to highlight that so we can really start thinking about that, planning ahead, and making sure that we don't have anybody being struck by or fall off something because they're having a hard time seeing something. Any questions, contact health and safety. If not, let's have a safe day. Let's be safe. And Tom Pigeon has a quick little first aid safety talk that he wanted to do with us this morning.
Yeah, so real quick, we've been getting first aid kits out to a lot more of the crews. I think I accidentally raised my hand. Hold on. All right. So one of the things that's in there is what's called combat gauze. It's gonna look like this or like this. And what it is, it's impregnated gauze that's on a V pattern fold like this. And what it's for is when you have it's impregnated gauze with a hemostatic agent. So when you pack it into a wound, it stops the bleeding. So it's going to be your places like your shoulders that you can't get a tourniquet on for severe bleeding. This is only for severe bleeding. Places like your shoulders that you can't get a tourniquet on, groin, butt cheek, things like that. If you're using it, it's going to stop the bleed, but what you're going to do is you're going to take it and you're going to pack it into the wound and just keep packing it until you can't pack any more in or it stops bleeding. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take these yellow packages that are in the bags. What that is a compression bandage. And you can see on here there's a little plastic clear cup, and you're going to put that right over the wound, and then you're going to wrap it like an ace bandage, and it has some Velcro as you go along. These also can be used if you have a somewhat minor bleed or not substantial bleed, but you can't control it with a Band-Aid or something like that. These don't have any agents or anything in them, so they're a great way to stop bleeds, and they're very cheap. So if you guys have first aid injury where you're having a little bit of trouble stopping the bleed or whatever, feel free to use these as well. The combat gauze, like I said, that's only for bad bleeds. And the other place that you can use it too is like on the limbs or something. If a tourniquet doesn't work, you can pack the bleed and do the same exact thing. Places that you don't want to use that is head, chest, or abdomen. So it's only for like meaty, muscly areas. So limbs, groin, the shoulders, butt cheeks, stuff like that. So
say
that's
that
all I
again,
got.
Tommy.
What's that?
Say that again, just so it's clear.
Yep. So you're not to use that on anything with an open cavity underneath. So head, chest, or abdomen. It's only to be used on like muscly, solid muscle areas. So your
arms,
shoulders.
legs, and butts, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'll remember it. Tom, are you getting these out to our job trailers, the first aid
so
kits?
the crews are getting them.
Yep.
And it kind of comes down to when I can get out there to do some training with them. I know Lee Brown's guys got a great training on all that stuff yesterday down in Brattleboro because we were able to wait until they had to have a train come through and stop work. So we were able to do a nice little chunk of training with them on all the stuff they just got. They got an AED and a nice big bag. So it's kind of based on how quickly I can get out and time it so that we can really focus on learning the stuff when the bags go out to the crews. So
this stuff seems like it's going to be really important, especially for the people that might be kind of remote in like up the track somewhere, right? Or yeah, I think it's really good stuff.
Do we have stickers, like if he has a cabinet in his truck, a sticker to put on there, first aid kit and AED inside?
So We have stickers for the AEDs. We can talk about it for the first aid kits as well. The hard part is I think they're still everybody's kind of figuring out where they want to put them and where they're
Right.
going to stay.
You
So
want to
I
know
think once
first.
we let them kind of sit for a few months and they kind of settle into their permanent forever home, then that'll be a good time to roll that out.
Perfect. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
All set, are you?
Yes, sir.
You take over. Okay, thanks, Matt. Thanks, Tom. And I'm gonna switch to hopefully the right screen here. There we go. You see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So
Might need-
illumination for a safe work site. Announcements. So please be cautious putting your time in this week because we have the month of September. Next month is October. So if you're doing something on Sunday, you might be filling it out for October, but you'd be 4 weeks ahead or so. And a reminder when submitting the fuel log, this is from last week, in Teams with a repair request, add the equipment number or description. And of course, this we won't have to play much longer. Is the new vehicle and equipment cards are in. Please see Sarah to exchange. The current cards expire in September 23. So that's like, well, today's 29th, so you got another day. Don't worry. But you won't get any cards tomorrow from Sarah. Yay. Oh, I got to do my photos, download my images here. Hold on one sec. Okay, get back to where I was. Oh, all right, so
You got your shirt on too. That's good.
I do, yes. And it's not even October yet. The October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month and support the cause with ECI swag. And here we have the railroad crew with Sarah here in, I was going to say last year, but it's already been 2 years since that photo was taken. So October is, of course, breast cancer awareness. 1 in every 9 women get breast cancer, and a common misunderstanding is hereditary. It is not. Please encourage your loved ones to get checked out if they don't already. And ECI has pink high-vis t-shirts or navy sweatshirts with pink lettering available. We hope to see lots of pink out on the job sites. It qualifies as high-vis. And the shirts and sweatshirts are $10 each, and all proceeds this year go to the UVM Cancer Foundation. Check with Sarah if you're interested in purchasing one. And let's see. Oh, this is the new license plates. ECI and other AGC Vermont members received a commemorative Vermont Strong vehicle plate for recognition of AGC Vermont members' flood recognition or flood recovery help. This is the Great Flood of 10 to 11 July 2023. That's the official title given to the flood by the National Weather Service. So it's a named flood. So this is signed by Governor Scott. Says thanks, Governor, from Governor Scott here, and I've got it. I'm gonna hang it in the somewhere in the office. So be looking for it. But it's not for driving around on. Obviously, with the governor's signature wouldn't last long on the front of a license plate or anybody's signature. We have the primary care wellness program link. And then for this week, we're covering recent paving projects. So Jim, you still out there? Are you out there?
Sure, I'm here. Yep.
All
Some
right.
are more recent than others.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if you just want to kind of scroll slowly, this is a little city street in Burlington called Clark Street, I believe. That's on the north end, which is like Grant Street. It was a tough little, we had a saw stolen right off from the Greenbelt, I believe.
Wow.
That was a quick one, a mill and fill as part of the city's paving contract. This one is St. Paul Street. That was kind of one of the bigger ones. The first one we did spraying it tack for the basically the top paving lift. They don't even do a shim down in Burlington. So that's looking south up towards the intersection of Howard and Winooski. Basically tied into Kubricki's big job, the class 1 paving on that south end of it. That's St. Paul Street and Rob Kneebone
Yeah.
and their nice spray truck. This one, I believe, is Walnut Street, Burlington. That's a paving a base course, kind of between Archibald and it's right by the park that's across from the Boys and Girls Club, off from kind of Riverside Ave.
So
across
did
from
this get
Manhattan.
reclaimed? We took
No,
it.
we actually peeled it. Well, we just peeled it.
Peeled it.
No, peeled it to gravel. There
Peeled
was
it
only
to
like an inch and a half there, so they wanted to
Oh.
take it down and then give it a base. Yeah,
Oh, I never had a base.
not really, no. And the gravel's pretty decent. Sub base was decent.
That's good.
I think then we head over to Global Foundries. This one was kind of middle of summer, early summer. Nice paving project over there. That is actually the visitor parking lot. That was a nice piece of that job. That visitor parking lot's bigger than you think. I forget. I think it was like 700 ton. Basically peeled it off, shipment, and I think we might have a picture of paving it as well. Got some good grinding.
Should have.
Yeah, that's actually paving the visitor parking lot from the road looking up in. Yeah, you could stay over there and do a lot of paving.
Yeah. They got a lot of surface.
They had a lot of deferred maintenance.
Hmm.
I think the next one is I
Roadway.
think East Road. Yep, East Road going up the hill towards, so on the right hand side, the treatment and
That's right there.
heading
Near
up
the
towards the railroad
substation.
tracks. Yep. Yeah, right, exactly, Ben. Yep, substation heading up. We shimmed it. We're probably shimming right there. And then we paved top. So that was another nice piece of that job. And anybody know where this is? Route 2A, the parking ride, looking up the hill. So on the right would be the new public safety that DEW. So that was kind of one of the last pieces of our paving of that park and ride project. Came out good, I think.
Yeah, it looks great.
Everybody's happy.
I'm sure the residents are happy and
Yeah, I'm
commuters are
sure.
happy.
Everybody. Actually, I believe this is paving St. Paul Street, so that's looking back the other way, looking north. That's the corner of Kilburn Street where the flagger is up there, heading into the city. 2 big wide passes. Got a flow boy.
Nice.
Didn't go too bad once we got the cars out the street in the morning. That was always always a challenge.
Jim, that's important part of any paving
There
job
we
is
go.
prepping.
That's
There's
right.
Jim.
Some prep work and the finish work. And yeah, this is Earthy Car, beautiful little parking lot. There's not much mix in there, and it's old. And we're paving in that apron on the backside of the granite curbing, finishing up the last couple of backside patches. I got big patches. Next was only about an inch thick. That you just look at it, it would break away.
Trimming.
Yeah, doing a little more prep. That's over in front of American Gas, I believe, / the last pieces of that. Let's get that off the camera, Ken. So that's in front of the engineering and the admin building, a funky little area, Ben. Paving it in. Came out good though, I think. I know it works.
Yeah.
I mean, we can always revise it next. We want to pave our parking lots there in front of engineering and admin building.
There's the other camera.
Oh yeah, very nice. Wilson Road East. And then this, Ken, you must have taken this. This is over at JP's Essex off River Road as part of the Twin Craft sewer force main where they set up in I see a sewer manhole right there underneath the wheelbarrow, and they drilled under 117 apparently, must be on the River Road over to the 30 River Road side. So patching up their holes.
There's always a lot more handwork than we show in the pictures.
Correct.
The pictures we show, wow, big equipment, lots of.
And this is the most recent. I haven't even been down here. Ken, you took these yesterday down to Berry City, Route 14. Right. Look at the flow boys.
That
Yeah,
looks
they would
good,
line right up.
fellas.
Paving the
That
first
looks
base.
good.
Good.
He came in like a 3 or 4 at once.
Nice. That's
Wow.
getting the mix out of Whitcomb. I tell you, it's a haul, but that plant can put out next. They put it up in the silos. It's a batch plant. So
Yeah.
once they put it up, it doesn't take long to load trucks.
Yeah.
They had a good day. I think they got the base lift down, and then it gets an intermediate lift as well.
They were
It's
talking about
kinda like-
970 ton when I was out there.
Yeah. Yep. Today we're paving the second lift.
Looking back
That's
down the
good.
street.
I bet Jerry and the guys can't wait to see that. They've been down there all summer.
Yep. Thought this was a cool picture.
Oh yeah. Steven directing traffic.
Yeah, it's
His trucks.
the truck directing the truck.
Yep.
Think he's
Yep.
giving a look too.
He might be. Very nice.
So then from the photo archives, I have the MMU track paving
Oh,
back
wow.
in 2009.
9. Ooh,
Oh,
not
yeah.
bad.
There's
Poor
Mark.
Mark's not with us.
Yep.
Yep. And
He's
then
not great.
Cochran,
Yeah. Matt on the paver.
Matt. Yep.
And that's Brad, I believe. Brad Barrett.
Yep.
Looks like Brad. Yep.
Yep.
Shaped like Brad.
Young
It
Brad.
is.
All
He's still
right.
with
Well,
us.
good. All right. Thanks for narrating. That was
Thank
great,
you.
Jim.
You're welcome.
All right. We'll turn it back over to Matt to wrap things up.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. Thanks, Ken. Let's be safe today. Let's have a great day. If you watch the group setting, please send over email, text, you can give me a call, whatever, so I can capture attendance. Be much appreciated. Let's have a safe day. Let's have a great day.
Okay. See ya.
See you guys.